I mean, they went 2-10, Michael. So I really can't be like all they do is win, 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 no matter what.
Yeah.
But they got a guy, Kevin Wynn. That's a big deal. Before we get into the particulars on the latest signing for Florida State, what's a quick gesture people at home can do, Michael, to show their appreciation for you being on standby throughout this entire day and shoot the whole year when it comes to recruiting, sitting on that bench, following these kids on their Instagram, their Twitters. All you ask for, other than subscribing to warchant.com, obviously, is to simply do what, Michael?
Yeah, we don't have a love button, but you can hit the like button. We like that's what we have, the little thumbs up. Trust me, if we had a heart button, I'd add it right there. You could do that too. But yeah, hit the like button. It helps us promote all these different things. You want that when you want good news and just news in general, where it's bad or good, coaching news or whatever happens with FSU. You want to be able to see it and promote it where we make sure we can get it to you. So just hit the like button, and that helps us.
All right, so Florida State had people on, there's flip watch sometimes is a good thing, and then sometimes flip watch is a bad thing. Florida State had to fight tooth and nail to hold on to this one. I feel like, Michael, obviously I'm not as dialed into how everything works on a day-to-day basis, but this was a guy when he first committed, Michael. I remember, I don't know if you and I did the video, but
Yeah.
I remember going and looking at his huddle footage, which I'll try to pop up here in a minute. I'm like, my gosh, please don't lose that guy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
good to hear that they were able to fend off some really top programs, which unfortunately I have to say that about South Carolina, which they might make the play. I don't want to get into that. Let's focus on Kevin Wynn, Michael. Just how big of a deal is it that Florida State was able to hold on to this dude?
I mean, massive because you're going to probably lose Joshua Farmer. You're going to lose guys on your team, so you need. He's a really strong, productive guy. You just highlighted. You can't lose that guy because it's just his film just leaps out at you. Don't just sneak in and it flash. I mean, it leaps out at you. So that was a guy they was one of the biggest needs to keep in this class. Certainly a great pass rusher, certainly really good against the run, and the guy that you really got in early on, and you really didn't want to lose that. I mean, for them to finish it off is a big deal. I'll be honest, man. I didn't think they're going to do it. Like I even put in a pick for South Carolina probably like during the season sometime, just because I felt like, man, it's just like it just doesn't feel like they're going to be able to keep this guy. And at that time, we weren't seeing as frequent visits like Kevin usually does. And obviously, later in the process, Georgia became a more bigger threat. But then FSU really, I think the big key, getting him on the campus for that Florida weekend, really solidifying their position, kind of selling him kind of why he committed to him in the first place, and being a part of this resurrection we keep talking about of FSU football and this staff of turning it around. And I think he definitely wanted to be a part of that. And I think that was a big deal of him leading that charge on that defensive front.
Michael, I know you've been busy talking, but I don't even know what's going to happen here. But let's just look at this highlight. I don't even know what's going to happen, but I bet he's going to do something awesome. All right, coming back. All right. I mean, he's impressive. And I haven't been this happy for a defensive lineman's film since Bishop Thomas, which might not be evoke the best memories from everybody. But
Yeah.
I think the fact that guys like Kirby, Shane Beamer want this guy to be part of their program, and Florida State was able to
Whew.
recognize him quickly and hold on to him is obviously a big deal. And, Tony White's defense, not sure how he's going to fit into it, but obviously he's not too scared off by it. But he just seems like a natural disruptor.
Yeah.
How would you I don't want you to give me a comp, but if you got a comp offhand, I mean, we're always love comps, but just if he just, gets in a college weight room, I mean, he's a guy that, he's a real difference maker. You would think of the next level if he follows the trajectory you have for a guy like that. And I don't know, maybe at least a contributor here in year one.
Yeah. Just I'll be honest, man. When I watch him, the way he gets off the line, I think Derek Donati all the
Mm,
way. Like when I watch him,
nice.
like it just he and Derek did those same things. Because obviously I've been doing this for a while. So it makes me tell me how old I am. But I've seen Derek when he was out of high school, and he uses his hands so well. And the quickness is there in space. With what he does in the tackles, and just vicious when he gets there. And that's the way Derek was. Now I'm not saying he's going to play the same position. I think Derek played nose guard. I think he'll play more so a defensive tackle kind of role. But I think overall, he does some of the similar things that Derek did, and I think he's an impact guy. I think immediately when he gets on campus, yeah, there'll be some adjustment to where how much you play, but definitely a guy that I mean you've said it, Aslan, about the film. We watched this film, it just you watch these clip by clip, the way he jumps out at you and his motor never stops, and just that quick, how he gets off the blocks. I mean, he is a very hard guy to block. As far as if you're going laterally, if you're running the play where it's a veer to the left or right, good luck because he is very hard to block when you're moving your feet from one side or the other, and he's just a problem.
And obviously, I mean, I guess it kind of goes without saying, but I'm going to ask you to say it and follow up on it. But just him being from the state of Georgia, I mean, not too far away from Athens. I think Greensboro is like smack dab between Augusta and Atlanta. Just the caliber of competition he's going up against in some of these clips that we're watching also helps kind of project good things for him in the future, I would assume.
It does, and that's what you look for, what he does, and I look for situations too when he's one on one, what he does in one on one, and it compared to when they chip and do other things. That's what I look for. But then just the teams he plays, and then you said it, Kirby going after him. I think that's a check mark for pretty much anybody when you look at their history of defensive linemen and what they've done over that this big 5-year stretch. So I think overall it's one of the biggest keeps in this class for FSU, no question about it. There's no argument, and it's a major plus for FSU going into next season.
Yeah, there you have it. Kevin Wynn, big time blue chip. All of blue chips. Blue chip recruit for Florida State, guy on the trenches, probably a part of your long-term rebuild when it comes to retool. I don't put too much pressure on you, Tony White, but we see what you did at Syracuse year one. We saw what you did in Nebraska year one. Let's go. It's Florida State, man. We're trying to get back to the top of this thing, climbing it, if you will. So Florida State, again, gets Kevin Wynn, had him committed, able to hold on to him. He's a signee. He's part of this 2025 class. Stay connected to warchant.com for more coverage throughout signing day. And for Michael, I'm Aslan. We say thank you. Hit that thumbs up. And yes, stay connected to warchant.com, the ultimate Seminoles sports source.